What to do, everybody? It's your boy OG from Where There's Smoke. It's been a hot minute. Sorry for not, putting anything out or getting to it on the lives. Um, I have been a bit more active on the Where There's Smoke gaming channel, so if you like Pokemon playthroughs or Nuzlocke, go check that out. Uh, Also, me and Mr. Joe Games uh, just put out a 7-track mixtape called CBB, Syntax Boys Business. You'll go check that out on the Syntax Boys channel. If y'all want something new to jam, y'all let us know what y'all think of that. Uh, like, share, hate. If you got something to say, go ahead and let us know. It's all good, and we appreciate all the attention. Either way, if you gonna give us a view, and hate, that's cool. As G-Doll would say, hate. Do your thing, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, go check it out and let us know what you think on a real serious note. And anyway, I don't have like a set topic or two or three like I normally would. Just kind of the temperature. Do you think things were calm? You know, I think everyone can feel over the past 10 years the tension with politics has risen. So overall, I think things are not as calm overall, but um as we ended 2025 and going into 2026, I think things were relatively calm, but now if anything have ramped back up with Trump doing this thing with capturing the Venezuelan president and taking over several of their oil tankers. What else? Something I feel like something else. Oh, and then there's the whole right wing thing with Nick Shirley exposing like the Somali daycares, and just a lot going on to start the year. And I guess that's not unusual, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to kind of see if I don't know if there's anything tangible to take from the last quarter of last year and what we're trying to um well, for one, if anyone has a feeling based off of that going into the first quarter of this year, and then in addition to that, just separate from that, I guess too, what is everyone's not a whole like new year, new me, or like all these New Year's resolutions, but I do think at some point it is good to at the beginning of the year kind of take in last year as a year in review. As a nation, we should do that, and I feel like as an individual, and then you should focus in on okay, last year this is kind of what I had going on, and like for example, I started my own business last year. Now this year, it's what did I get done the first year, and what do I want to continue on that, and what do I want to improve and start that I didn't do last year and build upon. So I think, and I want to do, I do. I'm not gonna say that I always have done that, but I want to try to do that going forward personally too. Of okay, last year I learned this and this lesson personally. I don't want to forget those, and I want to learn more. So, you know, I feel like as a country, we're definitely not learning that. Okay, Trump and the Democrats are always fighting. No one's saying at the end of the year, okay, that didn't work last year or any of the years before that. Let's try something new this year. We're not seeing that as a country in politics, but I would hope, like, as the people of this country, we should do that, and especially as individuals. Many people have said it starts with the individual. Um, you know, do a year in review, and you should be taking account of yourself all the time. But the year is a good trigger thing for you. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a good benchmark for you to take in. You know, saying a lot of the same things, but I do think people should be more, maybe a little bit more focused on that, and maybe a little more intentions. I don't know if that's a word, uh, but go with a little more intent with your focus on what you want to accomplish into the new year. It doesn't have to be cheesy like New Year's resolutions, but I do think you should have 3 or 4 goals that you want to accomplish throughout the year. And they don't have to be different. They could even be 3 or 4 checkpoints of one goal, but you should have something that you want to look forward to through the year. Uh, Whether it's personal growth, business, slash career would be kind of the same thing, or if it's kind of like something you want to accomplish with interacting with others, like getting new friends or helping friends that you already have. I want to do 3 or 4, um, whatever. I just think it's good to have things to look forward to. That's just a human thing, I think. but I've been in a place in the past where maybe I'm already working towards a larger overall goal, but it seems so distant that you don't have short-term goals for that 1 year, and you can go that whole year without really improving anything about yourself, and maybe you're just living life and getting towards the ultimate long-term goal. So, and this is stuff that's super cliche that I've heard before, and when I hear it, it kind of grosses me out. So it's kind of gross myself out that I'm even saying this, but anyway, it's cliche and it is gross to hear sometimes, but it is true. It's good to have goals and it's good to have stuff to look forward to in a positive way at the beginning of the year. I think too, I'm trying to like remind myself this and tell myself this with so much negative that goes on and like so much stuff in the world that's bullshit that we break down and often cut through at this channel, but it's still bullshit that goes on. Sometimes you get lost in the sauce and you don't try to stay building and improving on yourself, which is still important, even though the world may be going to hell and going to shambles. That doesn't mean we can't still build on ourselves and improve on ourselves and hopefully be a good impact and a positive light for people in the world. So I don't know. I kind of got off on I started off asking about the end of the year and if anyone had anything to say about that, whether personal or on a larger scale, and kind of talked about that for a bit. But yeah, I would just say last year I was just kind of started off first year of my business, wasn't as organized as I would like to be. So that's kind of what I'm focused on this year. Greater organization with my business and maybe trying to really greater organization is the main thing. And on the personal side, it would be not trying to convince people as much. Because if you are trying to convince someone of something, that means you think you know about that for sure, and you know more about that than the person you're trying to convince. And those two things can both be dangerous things. So that's kind of something I learned last year. I'm eager to see kind of what the universe and God has to teach me this year. And yeah, I'm eager to learn. I'm eager to see. I wish I kind of been voicing this to people that are close to me recently, but I wish everything with like the Republicans and the Democrats in this country wasn't so like it's one-sided on both sides. It's for the Democrats, they're one-sided on their side. The Republicans, it's one-sided on their side. And it's like we need to find some middle ground. Like, for example, ICE is a huge topic right now. And I think like okay, if ICE has to deport people, okay, but they don't have to be so crude and crass about it, and they don't have to enjoy the fact that they're doing something that tears families apart and that is hard on people, even if it's not they're not legal. We know that what the law says is not always what's morally right. So just because the law says they're not supposed to be in this country doesn't mean that it's not right. It doesn't mean that it's like what am I trying to say? A law behind it doesn't make it right. So just because legally that guy's not supposed to be here doesn't mean it makes it right for you to yank him out of here and put him somewhere else. So they're so focused on like he's not supposed to be here, she's not supposed to be here, they're not, all these people need to go. But it's like just because that's the way the law is and that's the rules in this country doesn't mean that you getting them out of here in a certain way is gonna be positive and is going to be the most effective. So I think that's what's being missed here. Like Democrats and a lot of people with compassion are not okay with what's going on with ICE, and I'm not okay with what's going on with it. And it's the way they're going about it. And that's a thing that you hear with like on a lot of these red pill shows, especially on like Fresh and Fit. I used to watch for years. I was a fan and still am on some level. But you would hear the girl say, "It's not what you say, but it's how you say it." And Myron would be like, "Oh," he would like scoff at that and be like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." But and it's so I think a lot of the people that are right wing and are more like um more rigid with things would say, "Oh, you need to get over like the way it's conveyed, and we just need to get things done and be more brute force with it." But it does matter about the way you do things sometimes. Um, there is such thing as like just the way you handle yourself. I think everyone knows that. Like if there's two big brutes that are in a bar, that normally the brute A and brute B, anywhere they would go, no one would dare stand up to them, and they would always just be the main person, like the what is it, the HNI or whatever, like they would just be the big dog on the block. But when they both get together, there's a certain etiquette. If they're respectful and they know they don't want to cause a problem with each other, there's a certain etiquette they're both going to convey. This is not a good example. Probably there's other better examples, but like there's certain etiquette you can convey and get. What am I trying to say? Those two dudes would act in a way to where they would not bitch out, but they would not step on each other's toes to where they wouldn't cause a fight. And I'm probably going to be able to hopefully think of a better example maybe in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is just there's sometimes a better way to get things done. And I think right now, if there's two groups, there's more than two groups, but in the grand scheme of things, there's the Republicans and the Democrats. And the Democrats are saying, we feel like we're not being heard. We feel like we're not being respected. Everyone wants to be, this sounds like lame and cheesy and like, like a therapist type of thing. Everyone wants to be heard, but it's true. Like nobody wants to be ignored and no one wants to feel like their opinion's not valued, right? So if the people on the left are saying we don't like ICE, we don't want ICE, we especially don't like the way they're doing it, super brutally, super crude and crass, even though that sounds lame, that's what it boils down to. We don't like the way that they're going to places when we're at our weakest, when people are dropping their kids off to school, they're attacking at funerals and all these like really lame places where it's like you could do this at better times. If you're really trying to be strategic and really trying to just do this the most effective and do this the best without pissing people off, you could do this in a different way. And when they say that and that sentiment is just like met with a big fuck you, we don't care what you have to say, a whole group of people and a large group of people feel like you just don't give a fuck about what we have to say. And if the Republicans all felt that way, which is probably how they do feel about certain topics and about certain things, which has caused them to rise up in the way they have, it's like you more than likely probably already feel this way about one or two issues, which is why you're reacting in the way you are. So do you want to make your opposition feel that same way? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to try to rise up more, and then you're just going to try to continually outdo each other, which is what's going on. So I think we need to de-escalate things, and people need to fucking talk and have a common ground. But it's like the age-old thing. I feel like that's been said a million times, and no one's ever going to do it. But like, for someone to just be like a child and be like, fuck that, I'm not going to talk it out. It's like, all right, well, you're just like, do you deserve to really like be the one in charge? But like, that's who's in charge right now. We have two groups of people that are kind of like, fuck that, I'm not going to talk it out. It's like, all right, well, this is fucked. And, that's kind of where I'm sitting. I know there's a lot of people sitting where I'm sitting. I don't know. I didn't say anything too revolutionary or new or head spinning here, but just kind of getting my thoughts out of kind of what I'm seeing and kind of where I am, and taking in kind of the end of the last, like I said, the end of last year and the beginning of this year on kind of more of a like social level and like a kind of what's going on thing, just with ICE and Trump and people at each other's throats and no one willing to really talk or not really talk in a constructive way where they hear each other out or see where the other one's coming from. But that's something I just kind of thought about today, that like the people on the left, at least at this moment right now, and like I said, it's kind of a back and forth thing I feel, but at this moment, the people on the left feel like we're not being heard. What we want just doesn't give a fuck. And again, it sounds cheesy and one of these therapist couch pussy type of things, but like nobody wants to feel like they're not heard. Everybody wants to feel heard and validated, and like what they have to say matters. I mean, it's simple. So I don't know. It's a simple thing, but I feel like it's a simple thing that the powers that be know how to use against us. And I wish we would just get together and shove, just tell them to shove the agendas up their ass and fucking tell them to go to hell. But I was gonna try to put up some videos and play some stuff, but I guess I could. Let's see. No one's really got in the chat yet. It is a little late. We're pushing 11. Let's see. Uh, I'm 50-50. Thinking about just ending the rant right there, and seeing if it's worth saving, if not just deleting it, but decent little rant, I guess. I think everyone's seen the ice thing by now. It's the biggest thing this year. Um, I don't think I really have anything new to say about that, other than kind of what I just said. And the Trump with Venezuela thing, when you first hear about it, my first instinct was like, oh, he's taken over these Venezuelan oil tankers and he's captured Maduro. He's doing all these things that are acts of war without going through the proper avenues. And then you hear other people that say, well, yeah, so and so did this, Biden or Obama did this, and so on, other presidents did this and this, similar things without going through Congress in a similar way. And like, okay, it's been done before, but they don't just say that on the news. Okay, Trump did this without going through Congress, but this has happened 5 other times in the past 25 years. This is nothing new. But they don't present it that way on the mainstream news. You have to hear some alternative media, kind of bring up that and remind us of things like, okay, this has been done before. So, I don't know. And supposedly the people in Venezuela were so happy about it. So, I don't know. Who knows? You can believe whatever side you want. There's a story for whatever you want to believe. I believe it's all a distraction from getting closer to God, which is like being in line with the truth and love. And really, the truth is just like humbling yourself to admit when you're wrong, because you're going to be wrong. You're going to be wrong a lot. But if you can be loving and have no ego, you can admit when you're wrong, and then you'll find the truth. You'll find the truth about it will take it. Excuse me. It might be in steps, and sometimes it might be a big step. Sometimes it might be a small step. But if you're low ego or no ego, excuse me, and you're willing to admit when you're wrong, you'll always get to the truth eventually. And if you're loving, and then you have no ego, which kind of goes with that, but you have no ego and you can admit when you're wrong, and you're loving, you will always find the truth, and then be loving. You can't lose. That's what it's all about. At least to me, that's the best I know. That's what other people have told me that makes the most sense to me that I've seen true in my life. And you know, if you're not here to help others, why are you here? That's what I want to do while I'm here. And that's the best thing that can help others, and that helps you. So it's like selfish, but it's a double good. It helps others and it helps you. And I feel like if I vibrate, I said that weird. If I vibrate positive enough, it can help others vibrate positive, and we can all get the fuck out of here. Now it's gonna take more than me, but other people are already trying too. So if we all get together and start trying, Travis is trying, looking ass. But anyway, uh yeah, focusing on positive things really is the best thing in a way we can't even believe. Because 10 years ago, yeah, I would have thought, yeah, it's good to be positive and focus on positive things, no duh. But like, no duh in a way I couldn't even imagine, I think. So, I think that's where I'll end it. I had a good little rant. I might chop it up and download it later and make it a little more succinct, but I think it was a good live stream to start things off. And maybe I'll hit y'all tomorrow night with a Friday night live stream and have a few videos planned out, and a little more of a better hour when people are ready for a live stream, a little more prime time, and have the videos and what I'm going to talk about maybe just a little more mapped out, kind of like I usually do. I never have it too planned out, but I usually have, 1 to 3 to sometimes I have a shitload of videos, but usually it's like 1 to 3 different kind of like topics or mini topics I go over, and have the videos kind of lined out. So maybe I'll have something set up for tomorrow. I want to have some sort of a regular live stream schedule for this channel. I want to try to maybe do every Friday. So something y'all can count on, get a regular basis going here. But anyway, y'all let me know how y'all's year is starting off. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the live stream. As always, leave any comments, constructive criticism down below. Y'all let me know if there's any big news stories y'all want me to cover. And I appreciate y'all. Anyone that catches the live stream or watches the rebroadcast, appreciate y'all as always. And y'all let me know. Do y'all like the live streams better, or do y'all like when I have people live in for the interviews and release the podcast? Y'all let me know. I'm gonna keep up with the live streams because they're easy for me to just jump on and do whenever solo. But I would like to get back to interviewing people this year, and I need to just quit saying that and I guess start booking people. But y'all let me know if y'all enjoy those, and if y'all would really like me to get back into doing that. And yeah, I'm gonna be steady with the live streams though. I appreciate y'all as always. And y'all go check out the Where There's Smoke Gaming channel if y'all like Pokemon playthroughs and Nuzlocks. And go check out the Syntax Boys on YouTube if you like our music. Me and Mr. Joey, Mr. Joe Games, Joey Flex. We just put out a mixtape called CBB, Syntax Boys Business. It's in a nice little playlist. It's a little 7-song mixtape. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. Like, hate, share, uh, and let us know what y'all think. And yeah, we'll see y'all soon. I'm LG from Where There's Smoke. And until next time, I'm out.